In this video, we're going to try to create a very simple storyline project based off of this 4-slide PowerPoint template. So simple title with a subtitle, another slide with a title and some text, another slide with a title, some text and an image next to it, and then a closing slide. So what's the first thing that we do? The first thing we have to do is open up the Articulate app. Honestly, you can just go straight to Storyline, but we'll just start from the Articulate app. So it's loading. Okay. And then we click open on Storyline 360. Okay. Now that Storyline 360 has launched, what's the next step? This is obviously a new project, so we will click new project. What you can do is you could import the PowerPoint if you have a PowerPoint, but in order to build our skills and get more comfortable with Storyline 360, we're going to build this from scratch. Okay, now that Storyline 360, our project has opened, we have our intro slide. So the first thing we should consider is how many scenes do we want, right? So we should plan out our strategy. Obviously, this is only 4 slides, so I only need one scene. I mean, you could have 4 scenes, one per slide, but honestly, there would be no reason for it. It's pretty straightforward. So we have the intro slide, we click on it, and I don't like the small size, so what should I do? I need to resize, so I go to slide size, I go to second one, okay, and now it's bigger. I like that better, more space. And now, what else could I do? I need a title and a subtitle. So I could use a layout, apply layout. Um, and obviously remember that you can also use one of their templates. So you could go to content library and choose a template, but I'm just gonna keep it really simple. So, and well, this is the AI text box. I don't want to use that. Um, and just insert something simple. Title. I mean, what I would recommend is that you use a PowerPoint you might already have to practice this, something really simple, just to build this muscle on what it's like being in um, Storyline. And then we can go on from there and do things that are a little more complicated. So we have a title slide, and then I could just copy that and I did a Control C, Control V to copy that. So I want that as subtitle, make that a little smaller. Now, how do I add another slide? I do new slide, basic layouts, and I have a title and content. Okay, so here I just put a title, and here we have all that text. So I could copy it, this demi text, and place it here. Control V. You can make it bigger, all right? Obviously, very similar to PowerPoint. And again, we're not designing this as good instructional design. This is just to get comfortable with the layout. Okay, now our third slide has some content. So we can do this one again. We can do Split this in half and Control C, Control V, drag this over here. And this side is a picture, this side is text. Control C, Control V, paste that in there. And for the image, just going to copy it straight. Obviously, you can import it. Hmm. Sorry, 1 second. Cannot be pasted. I wonder what the issue is. Yeah, so I could just import that. I'm not going to, or let me see if I can find. Okay. So here's a picture. I insert it. Looks fine. Title. All right. Now, one thing is don't get lazy about naming the slides. It's really helpful, right? So, your intro slide, whatever this slide might be about, whatever this slide might be about. So you just double click where it says title and you can change the name. That comes in very handy later. Okay, now we have a closing slide. The end. And move that down. Okay. Now, what are a few things I want to check? If I go to story view where I can see all the slides and the scenes, I click on the scene or I click on the slide and I see how it navigates back and forth. So do we have a previous and next button? On the first slide, I don't need a previous button, so I'm going to uncheck this. Yes, I have a previous and next. I have a previous and next. I don't need a next on the last one because there's no slide after the last slide. So that's good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to preview this project. If you have multiple scenes, you could preview one scene or even one slide. Okay, so this is the preview. This here is the player that our presentation is in. So we can remove that menu section. We can minimize it rather. Now let me show you, well, how do we proceed? We click next, 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 and that's the end. They can close now. Close preview. If we want to adjust the player, that's where we click player. And here we can remove the menu. We can add a glossary. We can add notes. We can remove resources or keep it. We can have a title or not have a title. The sidebar can be on the right or the left. Sidebar starts collapsed. So when the presentation starts, the sidebar will be collapsed. We can have a logo and then add the logo here. We can have a play button or not. Volume captions as all the stuff that you see here. Seek bar is the learner being able to move forward or back, or at least being able to see, depending on your settings, how much is left in that slide. And then we have a few other settings here. In the beginning, I wouldn't worry about it too much. So now what do? We have to publish. So also in the home tab, there's publish here. We click publish. This is something you could look at if this was in a real module, but we're not going to worry about it. Uh, you can now, if you're sharing this with a stakeholder, Review 360 is a great option. Review 360 is you'll receive an online link that you can send to stakeholders and SMEs or whoever, and they can review, they can make comments. So this is a great option. Just change the name and hit publish to be able to share it on Review 360. Most LMSs require SCORM 1.2. You can, if you're working for someone, you can ask them what their requirements are. Reporting and tracking. There's past incomplete. There's complete incomplete. Complete incomplete means either they finished and viewed everything or not. Past incomplete means did they pass the test if there is one. Here you can change tracking. So when has a learner uh, passed, right? Or rather completed. So you can change that, the definition. Okay. Now, then I would hit publish and then I would get a zip file and that's what I would put up on my LMS. If you're publishing this for your personal website as like a portfolio piece, you can use the same method. Not a big deal. Or you could use a web. So totally up to you. So you can hit publish and that's it. That will be your first complete module. And let me actually show you how to play the module. So I hit publish. Okay. Once it finishes loading, you'll see this. Let me hit open. Okay, this is the file. And the way to play this, remember this was the LMS export, is you find the story file, you double click it, and now you're able to watch it here in the browser. And this is also a great way to test. And that's it. That's it. That wraps up our very simple Storyline 360